So let's start with the 12 to 6 o'clock tilt, which means you press your low back down and let your tail curl up on your exhale. And then you inhale and let your tail drop. So we're not going side to side. We're going to start with,
Right, so
yeah.
slow
So if your pelvis were a clock, your belly button is 12 and your tailbone is 6.
Okay.
So we're going to tilt that way first. You're going to use your abdominals to press your low back down and let your tail curl up.
Like that.
And then you're going to inhale and let your tail drop down. Give yourself a little arch without too much pushing with the upper back. And then exhale, curl your tail up. Yeah. And inhale, curl your tail down or arch your tail down.
No, I've got the breathing wrong.
So there's no wrong breathing. There's one breath pattern that's going to help facilitate a little bit more naturally.
Okay.
But it's not wrong to do the opposite.
Okay, so give me the...
So you're going to exhale to press your back down and curl your tail up. Then you're going to inhale to drop your tail down and give yourself a little arch. There you go. So back and forth with your breath. Curl the tail up. Inhale, release it. Yeah, and we're looking for that movement of the leg bones deep into the socket, right? Do that a couple more times. Exhale, tail curls up. Inhale, tail drops down. Beautiful. Yes, very nice. Now we come to neutral, which means your hip points and your pubic bone on an even plane. You're neither curling your tail up or dropping it down.
Got it.
Yeah, so the martini on your low belly doesn't spill. Now we're going to go side to side. So if your pelvis were a bowl of water, it's going to pour water off to one side or the other, or you can imagine a heavy steel ball in the pelvis. Yeah. So, and you're going to exhale to do the movement. You're going to exhale to bring the right hip toward the earth. Then you're going to inhale to center. Then you're going to exhale left hip toward the earth and inhale to center. So now your knees are moving with you a little bit, and you're going to try to keep the knees looking right up into the ceiling rather than moving with the pelvis. So they move in opposition.
Okay, so let's start at the start.
So inhale to prepare.
Okay.
Drop the right hip toward the earth. So there you go. And let the knees look a little bit to the left in opposition. Good. Inhale to center. Knees continue to look straight up to the sky. And on your next exhale, you press your left hip down into the earth and the knees fall slightly to the right in opposition. Good. And then you inhale to center. Good. And then just side to side, right hip goes down. Knees try to stay generally toward the ceiling. They can move a little bit at first. Inhale to center. Left hip rocks down into the earth. There you go. And then with your breath, exhale right. Inhale center. Exhale left. So we're just going back and forth.
Okay.
Right hip goes down into the earth.
Wait, I'm lost. All right,
Inhale to prepare. Right hip drops down into the earth. Tilt your right. Yeah, there you go. And then inhale center. And then exhale, left hip goes down. Good. Inhale center. Exhale, right hip down. Inhale center. Left hip down. So see if you can keep your knees from moving. So they look right up to the sky, but your pelvis keeps doing the same thing. Right hip down. Inhale center. Left hip down. Good. So that's challenging. And that will get less challenging. You'll see in the video that your knees are moving with you a little bit.
Yep.
And over time, put your hands between your knees again so you can feel the inner legs. Okay. See if you can hold that. One knee is going to slide up to the sky as the hip goes down. Yeah. Utilize the inner legs a little bit. So as the left hip goes down, the knees stay to the right. Right hip goes down, knees stay to the left. Left hip goes down, knees stay to the right. Can you feel a little bit of that?
Yes.
Yes, good.
That's a good one.
So your knees are still moving a little bit, but you're
I'm resisting.
Feeling, yeah. Good. So as your right hip goes down, you feel a little bit more on your right inner thigh. Good. And then as your left hip goes down, you feel a little bit more on your left inner thigh. Pull that left knee into the center a little bit. There you go. Yeah, that side's a little harder, isn't it?
Yes.
So a couple more. Right hip down, right knee pulls in. Good. Left hip down, left knee pulls in to the center.
Left, okay.
Pulls into the center as the left hip goes down.
All right, let's do it again.
Okay.
Right,
so right hip goes down.
Right hip goes down.
Right knee goes into the center.
Right. And
so you push into your right hand.
all right. So
in opposition.
It's all
right hip down, right knee in. Left hip down, left knee in. So it looks like your hips aren't, you're not getting the right hip down, left hip down quite as well now.
I'm confused.
That's good. You're doing good.